Traders, it's Christmas week, and what better way to celebrate than with a Green Day today? Santa. We'll see if today we're going to be on the nice list or the naughty list. Before we get into the live trading today, I wanted to share a little wisdom with you. Have you guys heard of the Monte Carlo fallacy? Also known as the gambler's fallacy. It's the belief that a random event is more or less likely to happen based on the previous event. You're incorrectly assuming that past outcomes affect future probabilities. For instance, this actually happened in Vegas in like 1934 I was reading about, is the roulette wheel hit red 32 times in a row. Now, people kept thinking, oh, black is due. So after red hit 10 times, they were increasing their bet. The 15th time, increasing bet. 20th time. But in fact, the past occurrence didn't affect the future probability at all. In fact, it was the same exact probability each time because the roulette wheel has no recollection of what it's doing. Similar in trading, these candlesticks have no recollection of what they're doing. If you have a proven system over many thousands of trades, then you have the house edge. And if you take 10 L's back to back, does that mean the 11th trade you're due on it? Not necessarily. So it means your sizing should be consistent across the board, not upping your sizing thinking I'm due. And understanding the market has many inconsistencies in it, but what is consistent is the probability of your edge and the expected value that it does bring over time. Trading is a probabilities game. And we have to start thinking in probabilities because then we start trading without fear. And ultimately, that's what an edge is. An edge is nothing more than an indication that you have a higher probability of one thing happening over the other. I've been trading my hangover setup on the small account challenge because it's a proof of concept. I've traded very randomly in the past. Random trading equals random results, and that's what I've experienced. So right now I'm trying to stick to this edge because I have a lot of historical data that suggests probability-wise that it works out over time. Let's see if it's going to work out today. Let's get into it. Got the trading robe on now because it's 20 degrees outside. It's seeping through the house. So Carnival Cruise Line, CCL, hit previous highs yesterday. We're seeing a little upper shadow. Little hangover setup here. Looking to short it up against previous highs yesterday, that 27 range. DXCM's not looking terrible either for the hangover play. And then AVO on the daily yesterday saw big upper shadow up to 15 magic 20s area. Fairly overbought on the RSI. That's why I always look left of the chart. We see these big green days followed by red days with a similar amount of volume. So I like to look for that. So Carnival, I'm looking to short this for the fade. Market's about to open on up. Ideally a pop and a risk over the previous highs, 27.13. AVO popping up too. Carnival is already flushing. Wonderful. See, this setup works beautifully if you get into it. I mean, likely I should just get into it in pre-market. Might just start doing that. Put an order out on AVO. 1488 is the ask. A little spready here. I got filled at 1492. We have our risk at the previous highs yesterday in the 1520 range. Carnival was really the one I wanted. That one's flushing out of the gates. AVO at the moment not working out. Small losses is what we're after. Kevin, remember it, Monte Carlo fallacy. Okay, let's see what it does up here at this risk area. CCL, you're killing me, man. Oh my God. I have yet to be a part of one of these that just flushes out of the gates. I keep getting in the ones that are not working out. Yeah, we want to be working multiples of these. Like I wanted to get in this and CCL, so if this stops working, get out of it for a $10 loss. And if CCL just keeps dumping, we have a huge winner there. But feeling a ton of emotions watching CCL do this. But now you guys see this. I mean, look, 26.75 down a point. That would have been a massive win for us on the day, guys. And I've missed so many of these in this challenge so far. So many of these. But I hope you guys are seeing the psychology behind it. And I am so against chasing. If I miss it, I just let it go without me. Ideally, I was looking for a little pop. Again, we're risking previous close or previous high a day. What you can do is get it on a pop so your risk is a lot closer. Or what you can do is get in like half of your share size and then add into it a little bit closer to the risk just so you're in it in case it flushes like this. Because oftentimes these things flush and then we're not involved with it. Being 200 shares, you're already up $200 on a small account. Easy, easy, easy. I'm working this other hangover that may or may not work out and is a lot slower. Might be a slower fade, might get stopped out for a small loss. Again, we're working the probabilities. It is looking good for a slow fade. Big upper shadow, probably goes red on the day. The daily looks good. This is what we're looking like on the daily. 2 big upper shadows. That's exactly what we're looking for. Kind of hit it up towards resistance. It looks like it's probably going to go red on the day now. This is what I wanted on CCL. That's why I missed it. I wanted a little pop closer to resistance to get involved with it. I would like to have a goal of $20 to $25 just a day. So after a month, we're up $500 on the account, and we can slowly start sizing into these after we get the proof of concept, which we have. I just want to make sure I'm trading very disciplined. That's my main proof of concept. I want to make sure I'm stopping out when I should on the ones that don't work out, but we just haven't been in that big trade yet. So many of these tickers that we've been monitoring for the hangover have flushed out of the gates, haven't got a piece of that yet, and that will really give us a little cushion on the account. The last thing I want to do is add into this winning position like we did on Friday, and then it turns into a loser. But just imagine, in on the short side, look at all those upper wicks. Oh my gosh. That looks like some algorithm stuff going on right there. A couple more hangovers. DNA was one I was watching. This one, 10 up to 1072, would have stopped me out. And now it's seeing the fade. BIOA, same story. This was another hangover we were watching. DXCM. Quite spready, but moving a point. So some money to be made there. I think we're doing well. Been sticking to the rules for the most part, other than TiVo on Friday. Fairly happy with the discipline so far. That's what I'm trying to hone in. The strategy, I do believe, does work over time, this edge. I'm going to get filled 1475. Take the green day. It's slowing down a little bit. Am I happy about it? Not entirely. The goal is what, $20 a day, so nearly halfway there. I guess the annoyance on the day is I don't want to take like one little baby step forward and then have a, 4, 5, 6x red day. Ultimately, happy to be on the nice list today. Thank you, Santa. But when I come back to check AVO later and it's in the 13s, probably be kicking myself because I do believe this fades. So why wouldn't I be in it? I want by the end of January for this account to be at $1,500, end of February, $2,000, and then start sizing it a little bit more after we get a little cushion behind us with this strategy. So the hangover calls for pretty much just a trade at the market bell. Right now, I'm not going to trade randomly because that's going to equal random results. Do I want to? Yeah. Is that smart? No, it's not. We have to trade our system and our edge for the probabilities to work in our favor. Traders, if you're enjoying this, I know the strategy isn't popular because people like the low float momentum tickers, but it is a profitable strategy, especially if we get the CCLs of the world. That's going to bug me all day. That's the problem with trading. There is always something to be frustrated about. We gotta remain positive though. Traders, hit that like button, the subscribe button, leave any comments down below. I'm happy to answer them in tomorrow's video. But for now, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up for Tiny Green Day. We'll see you traders tomorrow.